Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome back to the Battle for Wesnoth campaign, Heir to the Throne. In our last episode, we completed Scenario 17, and we were able to successfully obtain the Sceptre of Fire. You can see here that Lassar is the one who picked up the Scepter, and as a result, she now has access to an extremely powerful fire-based ranged attack that does 14 damage and hits 4 different times. So that's an extremely powerful ability, almost comparable really to the attack that our Great Mage has. You can see here 16 on 4. So really almost exactly the same attack, extremely powerful. And the nice part too is that that gives Lassar a ranged attack. She previously didn't have access to one. So, and then again, moving the story forward, now we have sort of the badge of office of the heir to the throne of Wesnoth. So it's going to be very interesting to see what comes next, especially since hopefully with the Scepter's help, we're going to be able to get out of the caves where we've been the last number of scenarios. Now, before I jump into the next scenario, I did just want to give a quick shout out to Oni Rusanen, who left a set of comments on the previous episode. Oni pointed out this is just a general XP gain sort of reminder and explanation of the system. I have a bad tendency to forget this, so I appreciate Oni reminding me. But effectively here, there's a couple things to note. So I think I kind of questioned some of the gains in XP on the last episode, but the breakdown here is that you'll get the amount of XP that's the same as the level of a unit that you're fighting against. So for example, if your unit is fighting against, let's say, this ogre, it's level 2, that's going to be 2 XP per engagement, I guess. And again, please correct me if I'm wrong, Oni, on this, but the level of the unit that you're fighting against is going to correspond to how much experience you're gaining when you engage in combat there. And I think that responds to like each hit, if I'm not mistaken. Then the next point here is that for killing that unit, you're going to obtain 8 XP per level. So for example, if this unit is level 1, you're going to get 8 experience. If it's level 2, I believe that means you're going to get 16 and so on and so forth. So you get a proportionate bump based on the level of the unit you're killing. And the only issue, though, is that a level 0 unit is going to provide you with only 4 experience on kill and won't provide you with experience when you're really getting those hits in to the same degree that it would if it's level 1, 2, or 3. So great breakdown there from Oni. Always good to refresh on the mechanics. And the other comment from Oni is that the upcoming scenario is going to have a choice, actually 3 different choices that are going to lead to 3 different scenarios. So I can either head south, head north, or take a merfolk unit east along the river. And I don't exactly know what any of those options is going to entail, but I'm excited to find out. So with no further ado, let's jump on forward here to scenario 18. And again, as always, big thank you to Oni and everybody else for excellent comments and suggestions, as always. The scepter, initially dulled from decades of dust and debris, began to glow from the ruby's inner fire. Dwarvish runes on the golden handle lit up in pulsating blue. The heat and light were comforting in the pitch black. An early encounter with the scepter in the hands of its new owners left several trolls as smoking husks. Sensing the awakening of a powerful magic, the dwellers of the deep quickly scattered and remained out of sight. Delphador led his young charges through lonely corridors and abandoned tunnels for 4 days. For the first time, Conrad saw signs of fatigue in the old wizard's normally inscrutable face. Finally, fresh air greeted the party. A choice must be made. We have escaped. Yes, we have. Now I suppose you want to use the scepter against me, Lassar? No, I was thinking, I don't really want to kill you. I have what I came to get, so if you promise never to come south of the Great River, I will spare your life. With all due respect, Princess, it is once again we who will spare you, scepter or no scepter. Such words in the presence of royalty? Do you want me to fry you, elf? Friends, peace. Though we are out of the tunnels, we are hardly safe. We are somewhere in the arid and wild Northlands, that is all we know. Behold, to the north, orcs, to the south, dark hordes. We must remain at peace with one another, or else all perish. I suppose that helping each other for a while longer would be mutually beneficial, but But what should we do? How should we defend ourselves? I can tell where we are. That is the river that is known as Longlear to men, called Archanthoria in my people's ancient tongue. The home of my peoples lies to the east. Then perhaps we should head east along the river and seek refuge and rest there for a time? We should indeed seek refuge there, my lord, but not by going east along the river. Its name means the River of Bones. Great and evil creatures lurk along its banks. Its waters are not fit to drink, and it runs over the cliffs of Thoria. It has been many centuries since any man or elf has passed over the cliffs and survived. No, Prince, we must choose another way. But which way, Kalins? We may take 2 paths which avoid the river. North, through the ancient home of my people, and then east to where they now live. Or we can go south, passing through the swamps before turning east and then north. We would cross the river one more time if we chose that route, but I know a safe place for the crossing. And you will join us in seeking refuge with the North Elves, Lysar? If the elves promise me refuge and safe passage, then I will go. That we will. Even though you are the daughter of the Queen, our enemy, we shall not harm you on this encounter, for you have helped us. So we must choose. To the north, past the orcs, where lie the ancient snow plains of the elves, or to the south, beyond the armies of the walking dead where the dreaded swamps await. Alright, well, here we are, scenario 18, and aptly named, A Choice Must Be Made. Our victory condition is the defeating either of the enemy leaders, and our defeat conditions are the death of Conrad, Delphador, Lysar, Kalins, or if our turns run out and we have 24 turns remaining. Now, standard gold carryover is going to be in effect with an early finish bonus and 40% of gold moving forward to the next scenario. Alright, well, we heard in the intro dialogue there, it sounds like moving east along the river may not be the safest option, although, again, he did say that neither man nor elf has made it through, but maybe that's where using the merfolk comes into play. So I'm actually very inclined to try that option, especially since we haven't really seen any of my merfolk units in action for a while, and I'd like to get them kind of moving and into the game a bit more here as we move forward in the campaign. And that said, I'm hoping as well, if I were to trigger the scenario that's initiated by the merfolk, that maybe they'll get to participate more in the next scenario. So I would like to try to take advantage of that. But let's see what else we have for options here. So, okay, there's a northern... Oh, man, there's a snaking path that goes all the way through the mountains. And then, of course, the northern fortress is guarded by an orcish warlord here. And then if we look to the south... So it's swamp and kind of desert. Ooh, and it's guarded by a Death Knight, a very powerful undead unit. Boy, either way is kind of nasty. Lots of villages to capture. I think this is probably where we're going to get to use for pretty much the first time here. We could recruit ourselves some Griffin Riders and take advantage of their mobility, using them to capture villages and whatnot. So I think that would actually be a very good idea. But that said, I do want to do as I was kind of indicating there. So let's see. We can use... Just seeing who can go where. Let's get Lysar down here. Kalen's up this way. Delphador up this way. I think what we'll do is we will send our merfolk unit over this direction, but we'll also send forces to the north, and maybe some just to block the south as well, just in anticipating units coming at us, just on the off chance that it doesn't end up working out, like say that, you know, we head east and it doesn't, you know, for whatever reason we can't initiate the scenario or something. We'll have a contingency plan of sending units to the north. So let's recall... Oh, man, yeah, I'm very happy to have our Great Mage. And let's see. So I want to bring back my Merman Warrior. This is one of the ones that has the Storm Trident. And he's loyal, which is great. So there's that. We'll recall... You know what? We might as well bring... Well, I don't think it's worth bringing a whole bunch of merfolk units back, but maybe we'll bring like 2 of them back. Oh, right, and we have our Hoplite as well. Also has the Storm Trident and is loyal. Very, very powerful. But might be worth bringing back... Oh, yeah, I have a couple of other loyal units here that I would be very happy to try to obtain additional experience with. So let's bring one of them back. And then now we'll just bring some of our most useful and powerful units back as well here. Just looking what would be best. I do want this stalwart to gain some experience and try to level up. Again, very close to getting to the next level here. We also had... Yes, here we have a guardsman that's very close to leveling, so maybe we can get that done. Elvish Riders got pretty good experience as well. That would be a decent unit to have. And our cavalry are going to be in play again now that we're on the open map, so that's fantastic. Mages of Light are going to be very useful against the undead and the orcs to an extent as well. Now, let's bring our loyal Mage of Light back. And then we can also recall... Actually, our Great Mage would be helpful here as well, so that's going to come in handy. And then let's recruit a couple of our Griffin Riders here. They're going to help us with sort of, you know, village capturing and otherwise kind of reconnaissance. Okay, I think that's going to do it for the first turn here. We're going to leave Conrad where he is to just keep recruiting units. Yeah, and I expect we're going to have some tough customers coming our way. Yikes, is that a... Oh, it's a Chocobone. Those things are absolutely nasty. We've gotten to see those in action before, and they can really create some big problems. All right, so the merfolk are going to head over to the east here and try to initiate that pathway. But in the meantime, everybody else is going to just basically head north. And now our Griffin Riders here can do their thing. They're going to start capturing villages. We're going to send one south and one north. And you know what? We might even recruit one more just to have another one that can move over here and capture that village. And now, why don't we recall... We don't want to bring too many units back because the reality is we may just be able to do this and we want to keep some of our gold to move forward. So what I might do is hold off on bringing anyone else back until I know for sure whether or not I can actually trigger the next scenario via the river here. I have to be careful because these Chocobones can do a ton of damage with their charge, especially at night. So I actually have to keep Lossar in a relatively, you know, safe position. So we'll hold off on recruiting just for another turn or two. Hope that doesn't bite me in the butt. That could be end up being a kind of bad decision if for some reason I'm not able to move through the river. The other thing is I have no idea if that river option is going to be a good choice because it certainly sounds like the river route is very precarious and dangerous. And so, I don't know. I may need to rethink my plan here, but I'm going to go with it. I'm kind of excited to give it a try, especially because I get to use my my merman units here and have them in action. So that's really kind of the main motivator for me. I hate to say it, but... All right. So we can grab these villages over here. Just helping to generate some additional income. Yeah, we're okay. So what we'll do with Lossar is we'll grab this village and then probably retreat her back. Get over here to grab this village next turn. Meanwhile, this group is just going to keep moving onwards through the woods here. Again, I don't know if we're going to end up actually needing them or not, but I figured let's at least recruit some primarily loyal units. And grab a couple of Griffin Riders just to capture some villages. Again, maybe that was, you know, pointless and I should have just grabbed the merfolk, sent them over and, you know, saved as much money as I could. But on the off chance that this doesn't pan out, it's nice to at least have some units that are already functional here. Because we are going to run out of time otherwise, so... Alright. Let's grab that. And we'll just stay in the water here with our two mermen. Now, Lossar is going to retreat back because we do not want her getting killed. Good, she is out of range of that Chocobone. Griffin can head down and grab that village. Now, heading north here, we can almost get to the village there. And then our two mages can continue moving. If it does turn out that grabbing that village is going to end the scenario. This will actually be a very short one for us, but there's nothing wrong with that. Just means we're not going to have much in the way of opportunities to gain experience. So again, my frivolous gold spending there on units may have all been for naught. Oh, wow, okay. Oh, no, and we lost our unit. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Man, must have been terrible odds to get that hit. Holy cow. Man, we just lost our loyal merman unit. That's a real shame. Oh, man, that is so disappointing. I really didn't think he was going to try that. Man, that's brutal. Well, I think we almost have to get down there and hit him with the Storm Trident, really, at this point. Yeah, and then we can get in there with our claws, too. I think we need to, because we don't want to get ambushed by him any further than we already have. There we go, and then let's get in there with our claws here. Maybe we can get the kill. Got to hit twice. Perfect. There's some good experience for one of our Griffin Riders, at least. Boy, that sucks, though. We lost one of our loyal merman units. Now, thankfully, that wasn't one that had a Storm Trident, but still. I mean, do we have any more loyal mermen? I don't think we do. That might have been the last... Oh, there we have one. Thank goodness. Oh, and we have a hunter. Okay, well, that's not as bad, but that's still really disappointing. Dang. All right, well, yeah, again, that's a huge bummer. I guess just kind of rotten luck, though, because really that charge, you know, he had to hit both to get the kill, and he ended up doing it, so... Just kind of bad luck on that front, I guess. Let's grab this village, too, while we're down here. Just trying to recoup some of the cost here, and I think Lissar we're going to send back to this village. Now, if we need the troops, we can grab a few more with Conrad and then form a defensive line, but I think we're going to be okay. Because we really just have to get this merman over here. At least that's my understanding. Hopefully that is the case. Now, it is nighttime, and these units are going to have an advantage against me. So, I think I'm going to retreat back with my Griffin Rider here. Boy, their mobility is nice. Holy cow. That is so helpful. Alright, we're going to end it there. Yikes, okay, there are a lot of units. This would be very tough if we weren't doing this river route here. Again, we've kind of put all our eggs in the one basket, more or less, so this really does have to work. Let's hope it does. And we can move this Griffin Rider over here to grab another village next turn. Great. It's great that he at least is gaining some experience, but this is terrifying. Yeah, we gotta retreat back, that's for sure. And then again, next turn, if we need to, we can recruit some units, but hopefully we won't have to. We can also just run away with Conrad. That's another option. Alright, so we are just moving our way down the mountain path here. Griffin Rider down here can head south to grab this village. That's going to do it for our turn. So, again, I probably wasted gold by recruiting all these troops, but I say better safe than sorry. Yeah, these undead are going to be a huge problem if we don't have... If we don't get this water option here. So, okay, let's capture this. Let's see, can we get... Oh, you know what? We can get some experience here before we go. So let's see if maybe we can get the Sceptre of Fire kill. Oh, man, we're flubbing on it, though. Come on, one hit, one more. Oh, shoot. That's unfortunate. I was hoping Lissar could get some experience before we presumably end the scenario here. There's that. And at this point, well, let's head over and, you know, initiate some damage at least. Very nice. Okay, there. So he hit, yeah, so this was so just to confirm what I was saying and what Oni had mentioned before. So this is a level 2 unit. We hit him there and we got 2 experience, and that's because he's a level 2 unit. So that confirms exactly what Oni had mentioned. So it's pretty straightforward. And if we were to get the kill, I believe that would give us 16 experience because he's a level 2 unit, and we get 8 XP per level. We'll keep moving with our units this way. Again, no, we probably are going to be able to just end it right here, so let's see. Prince Conrad, you need not avoid the Archanthoria. We merfolk can lead you downstream. With our vanguard, your company will vanquish any foe and reach the home of the North Elves much sooner than by either of the land routes. I cannot promise a perilous journey, but it is an option for you to consider, my lord. Your people have already saved me once from a watery death, noble merman. Fighting by my side as undead horrors threaten to devour us, I entrust our army to your strength and protection. If you are confident you can navigate these waters and guide our forces to safety, then lead on. I am, my liege. We press ahead. Stay close, noble masters. I suspected you would attempt to lead us down the banks of Longlear. What? Conrad, your folly is appalling. Do you flout my advice? We are traveling east? Down the river? Conrad, I hope you know what you are committing us to. Of course not, whelp. Else he would have chosen a safer route. Hold your tongue, Kalins. The princess is our ally and of royal blood. She deserves not your disrespect. Elfidor, you cannot allow this to happen. We march to our death. Lord Elf, I am in command. I have held counsel with the merfolk, and they believe they can find a path down the river and over the falls. We will take the most direct route to your homeland and escape the grasp of the northerner armies that swarm the wilderness. I have been spoiled by years of genteel living among your kind, Kalins. An elf's capacity for introspection and serenity is exceeded only by his ferocity and passion in battle. It offends your pride and wisdom to suffer the indignity of accepting the will of humans, especially in such a harsh predicament. I urge you to remember how far we have come under Conrad's leadership, and how close we are to bringing the hammer of destiny crashing down on Queen Ashavir's ill-gotten throne. We will journey east. I do not like this, old friend. There are legends of things dwelling on this river that even I dare not speak of. Prince Conrad, are you sure you want to do this? Okay, so Conrad can say, our need for speed outweighs the danger. With the merfolk to help us, we will win through. On second thought, perhaps we should choose a safer way to go. Like I said, I'm really excited to get our merfolk in action, and this sounds like it's going to be quite a challenging scenario, which is always, I mean, again, that's often, again, famous last words here, but I'm always interested in, pushing the limits here and seeing how close we can, fly to the sun in terms of the difficulty level. So if this scenario does turn out to be very challenging, that would actually be hopefully a lot of fun and make for some great viewing as well for you guys. So I think we're going to try it. We're going to trust in our merfolk and let them lead the way. So let's do it. Our need for speed outweighs the danger. With the merfolk to help us, we will win through. All right, well, there we have it. So I guess I wasted a bunch of gold, which is kind of unfortunate. What I should have done instead is just, rather than recruiting all these extra units, just literally recruited a merfolk unit and maybe 1 or 2 of these griffin riders and then just let that go. But, whatever. We still finished with a lot of extra gold here. So we had 389 gold. We finished 17 turns early, 32 bonus per turn. So we had a total bonus of 554 gold, meaning we had 933 total. 40% of that moving forward. So we're going to start the next scenario with 373 bonus gold, starting on top of whatever they give us at the beginning as well. So that's pretty awesome. That's going to hopefully help, especially if it's a very tough scenario. But in any case, I am pretty happy with that outcome. Like I said, I just wish maybe I wouldn't have recruited these mages that I didn't really need to. But aside from that, I guess I really didn't spend much else. Maybe I won too many Griffin Riders, but we did get some experience with this one at least, getting that kill. It's just, oh, it's such a shame we lost that loyal merman, but I mean, that was kind of a fluke. That charge got lucky. So in any case, I'm really excited to see what comes next, but this is where we're gonna save it here. So let's save the game, and we'll call this one a very short, completed scenario. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.